Tomorrow in South Korea is National Liberation Day, August 15th, the anniversary of Korea's liberation from Japanese imperial rule at the end of World War II. And today, ahead of that observance, a historic and meaningful ceremony is taking place to honor those who fought for the Korean Liberation Army. The Liberation Army was a group of hundreds of Koreans who fought for the country's independence from the Japanese Empire during the dark days of the Second World War. Today, the remains of 17 of these fighters who gave their lives for their nation are being reinterred at Seoul National Cemetery. Attending this morning's ceremony are also some of their relatives and descendants. The Korean Liberation Army is considered the predecessor of what are today the armed forces of the Republic of Korea. And the founding of the Liberation Army on September 17th, 1940 is also considered an important anniversary. In today's ceremony, President Yoon Suk-yeol will be giving an address. There will also be a commemorative performance and a video tribute. Now, Seoul National Cemetery is located in the central part of the city. It's the new resting place of these patriots. It's normally reserved for veterans of the armed forces, independence fighters, and former presidents. It's considered a place of solemnity and reverence. And this morning's ceremony, which we'll be showing you in just a few minutes, is scheduled to last about half an hour. It looks like delegations are arriving there at the site this morning. We can see some cars pulling up to the site. That's in Dongjak-gu district in central Seoul. And an honor guard lining the red carpet that the dignitaries will be walking down momentarily. And here they are about to enter the facility. It's going to be held indoors today, likely partly because of some heavy rain that's been happening the past week or so, to make sure that everything goes smoothly. At Seoul National Cemetery, there's President Yoon Suk-yeol, arriving at the site for today's reinterment of 17 fighters from Korea's National Liberation Army. A heroic group of fighters who gave their lives in the struggle for independence from the Japanese Empire. Beginning in around 1940, up through the very end, though they were also preceded by movements in various countries for decades prior to that point, prior to the formation of the Korean Liberation Army. And today, these 17 patriots will be reinterred in a place of honor, the rightful resting place in the capital of the Republic of Korea.
지금 대통령께서 입장하고
Let's listen in.
계십니다. 모두 자리에서 일어나
Please
주시기
rise from
바랍니다.
your seats.
네, 모두 자리에 앉아 주시기
Please
바랍니다.
be seated.
안녕하십니까?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Yuna, your host for the honorable transfer of the Korean Liberation Army ceremony. Today's ceremony has been prepared to pay the utmost respect and appreciation to the 17 Korean Liberation Army martyrs who have sacrificed their lives at a very young age during anti-Japanese struggle held across parts of China. Especially marking Korea's 77th Liberation Day, we aim to lay them at eternal rest at the National Cemetery. The 17 martyrs have been temporarily laid to rest here at the Seoul National Cemetery on August 11th. And after today's ceremony, they will be transferred to the Daejeon National Cemetery. Without further ado, let us now commence the honorable transfer of the Korean Liberation Army ceremony. First of all, allegiance to the flag. Please rise from your seats and face the flag in front of you. Salute the flag.
바로
Rest.
다음은 순국 선열과
Next, a moment of
헌국명령,
silence
그리고
for the
조국
70
광복을 위해
martyrs of the
헌신하신
Korean Liberation
광복군
Army who
10시에
sacrificed their
대한
lives for the
묵념을
liberation of their
올리겠습니다.
home country.
일동
Silent
묵념.
tribute.
바로 모두
Rest.
자리에
Please be
앉아주시기 바랍니다.
seated.
다음은 꽃다운 나이에
Here now is a
독립을
video
위해
tribute to the
희생하신
70 martyrs of the Korean
한국광복군
Liberation
선열
Army who
17분에 대한
sacrificed their
공적
lives
소개
for the
영상을
independence of their
시청하시겠습니다.
homeland at a blooming age.
연합군의 일원으로 대일
As a member of the United
선전포고를
Forces, I declare against the Japanese rule.
일제 강점기의 억압에
Under the difficult situation of the Japanese rule,
빼앗긴
and
나라를
to restore
되찾고자
the
끝까지
nation that
결기를
has been
떨치며
lost,
싸웠습니다.
we have fought until the very end.
대한민국 최초의 국군,
The very first
한국광복군.
army of the South Korea,
완전한
the Korean
독립을 향한
Liberation
열망과
Army. It had a very strong desire for a
오직
complete
나라를
independence of the
되찾겠다는
country, and
조국을
with
위해
the
헌신한
hope to
그
restore the country and to return the country. There were
한국광복군은
many
역사 속에
numerous
묻힌
heroes who
숨은
have
영웅들입니다.
fought against the Japanese rule.
중국 태양산 전투에서
Kim
전사
Yu-shin, who
김유신 지사님,
was found dead in China.
항일 운동을 하다
Kim
일본군에
Chan-won,
체포돼 순국한
who has been
김창원
arrested
지사님,
by the Japanese forces during anti-Japanese struggle.
정보 수집 활동 중 체포돼
Baek
국경 감옥에서
Jong-hyun, who
순국한
had been
백정현 지사님,
arrested and died in prison.
중국 산서송에서 체포돼
Lee Hae-sun,
옥중
who
항쟁 끝에
has been
순국한
arrested
이해순 지사님,
in China.
공작대 창설 등으로 민족의식을 고취했던
Hyun Ipyeong,
현이평 지사님,
who wished to restore the spirit of the patriotic
국경에서
spirit.
총공작을 전개해서
Kim Sun-gun, who
김순근
carried
지사.
out a special mission in Beijing of China.
국내 진공작전을 위한
Dong
OSS
Bang-seok,
훈련에
who
참가,
carried out the
동방석
OSS
지사님.
training operations.
적 후방 공작 요원으로 활동한
Lee Do-sun, who
이도순
served
지사님,
as a member of the rear forces to fight against the
공작으로
Japanese
활동 중
rule.
OSS
Lee
대원에
Han-gi,
선발된
who has
이한기
been
지사님,
selected as a member of the OSS while serving in the
OSS 훈련
in the
대원으로
army,
활동한
and Cho
조대균
Dae-gyun,
지사님,
who served as a member of the OSS.
적 후방에서 공작 활동 중 전사한
Kim Sung-yul, who
지사님,
died while fighting against the enemy.
중국 태항산 전투에서
Kim
전사한
Un-baek, who
김은백
died
지사님,
during a battle in China.
중국군에 파견돼 작전 중에
Moon
전사한
Hak-jun, who
문학준
was
지사님,
dispatched to China but later found dead in China.
중국 하남성에서 공작
An
활동 중
Il-yong, who
순국한
died in
안일용 지사님,
Hanam province of China.
중국 유격대와 항일 투쟁을
Chun
전개하다
Il-muk,
순국한
who died
전일묵
during the
지사님.
anti-Japanese struggle with Chinese forces.
유격전 참가 중 태양선 전투에서 전사한
Chong
정상섭
Sang-sub, who
지사님,
died during the Tiangson battle.
광복군을 모으며 정찰 활동을 벌이다
Han Hui,
체포돼
who carried out
순국한
the surveillance
지사님.
operations and was later found dead.
해방 이후 이곳에 모신
After
17군의
liberation, we
광복군,
have the 17 patriots and fighters who were laid at rest. They were covered in the taegukgi of the national flag, and they have been waiting for this special day for the past 77 years. We pay our utmost
독립된 내
respect.
나라를 향한 헌신이
Their dedication for the nation has made today's Republic of Korea possible, and they have sacrificed their own lives for the Republic of Korea, and they are now finally laid at rest at the National Cemetery. In the first time after 77 years, they have been laid at rest at the National Cemetery, and we pay respect to these martyrs and fighters as the descendants of the Republic of Korea. August 14, 2022, the history of the Republic of Korea remembers eternally the names of the fallen heroes. And next, laying of flowers and burning of incenses. The President will be accompanied by the bereaved families, Minister of Veterans Affairs, Minister of National Defense, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Chief of Naval Operations, Chief of Staff of the Air Force, Deputy Commander of the ROK U.S. Combined Forces Command, Commandant of the ROK Marine Corps, and Vice Chief of Staff of the ROK Army.
I
would like to kindly ask the President to be on standby on the stage for the posthumous order awarding ceremony. Next, the President will grant the posthumous award to Martyr Han Hui. Certificate of Order, the late Han Hui. The following medal is being granted in order to, in accordance to the Constitution of the Republic of Korea, as the above person has contributed greatly to the independence and the building of the country. Order of Merit for National Foundation, National Medal, August 15th, 2022, President. It will be awarded to Chairman Lee Hyung-jin of the Korean Liberation Army Memorial Foundation, as there are no descendants of the late Han Hui. And the President is attaching the national medal on the medal board. Next, the President will deliver his memorial speech.
대통령께서 추모사를 하시겠습니다.
존경하는 국민 여러분,
fellow Korean citizens,
조국의 독립을 위해
independence activists who have sacrificed for the country,
사랑하는 가족을
and the members of the bereaved families who had to say final farewell to their loved ones. We celebrate the 77th anniversary of national liberation. The freedom that we enjoy to the fullest today is possible all thanks to the sacrifice of many independence fighters who fought for freedom and the independence of their home country, despite the dark reality and despair under the Japanese colonial rule.
서 있는 것입니다. 수유리 한국광복군
At the
합동교도에는
combination grave of the Korean Liberation Army in Suyuri, there were
중국
17
지역에서
martyrs who had been
일제
laid to rest for the past 6 decades or so.
sul부가신
They include the 13 martyrs who died in their 20s during the anti-Japanese struggle or even during imprisonment.
한국광복군
The
제2지대
second company of the Korean Liberation Army martyrs Kim Yusin, Kim Chang-won, Baek Chang-hyun, Lee Hae-sun,
동방석,
Dong Bang-seok, Lee
이도순,
Do-sun,
김성률,
Kim Seoryul,
김운백,
Kim Un-baek,
문학준,
Moon Hak-jung, An
안일용,
Il-yong,
전일묵,
Jeon Il-muk,
정상석,
Chung Sang-seop,
한휘 지사님.
Han Hui.
한국광복군 3지대
The third company of the Korean
김순근,
Liberation Army
이한기,
martyrs Kim Sun-gun,
조대균
Lee Han-gi,
지사님.
Cho Dae-gyun,
그리고 한국 청년 전지
and martyr
공작대에서
Hyun
활동하다
Il-pyong, who died while serving as a member of the
현이평
Korean
지사님.
Youth Battlefield Mission
먼저
Corps.
선열들의
First of all, I
영전에
solemnly pay
머리
my
숙여
respect
명복을
so that they
빕니다.
rest in peace.
일본 헌병에 체포된
Even
후에도
after being arrested by the
결코
Japanese
앉아서
forces,
죽을
martyr
때를
Baek
기다릴 수
Jong-hyun
없다고
died while
탈출을
trying to
시도하다
escape, believing that he should not
백정현
sit still
지사님.
and wait for the moment of death to
일경에
come.
체포되어
Martyr Kim
잔혹한
Sun-gun
고문이
decided to
계속되자
commit suicide in prison at a young age of 20 to not disclose any military secrets amid continued brutal torture by the Japanese police.
광복 후 귀국하여
Martyr Lee Han-gi, who died after serving as a member of the Horim unit following national liberation, while on a mission to safeguard liberal democracy fighting against North Korea.
조국의 독립을 위해 이름도
We shall
남김없이
remember
쓰러졌던
these
영웅들을
heroes' names
우리 모두
eternally.
끝까지 기억해야 합니다. 오늘 고 한휘 지사님의 공적을
My administration is awarding the Order of Merit for National Foundation to martyr the late Han Hui, and now we've been able to put all of the 70 martyrs to eternal rest at the National Cemetery for the first time in 77 years since national liberation. Going forward, my administration will spare no efforts in respecting those who have sacrificed for the people as well as the country.
무명의 희생과
We shall
헌신으로
remember the
국가
sacrifice and dedication
끝까지
eternally
챙기고
under the
기억할
name
것입니다.
of the Republic of
다시
Korea.
한번
Once again,
선열들의
I hope
영원한
that they
안식을
rest in
기원합니다.
peace.
감사합니다.
Thank you very much.
말씀 감사합니다.
Thank you very much, President, for your kind
다음은
words.
한국광복군 17분의
Next, here
영웅을
is a
기리기 위한
commemorative
추모 공연이
performance to honor
있겠습니다.
the 70 fallen
오늘
heroes of the
추모
Korean
공연은
Liberation
여기 계신
Army. The song
선열분들과
of the
함께
memorial
광복군
performance is written by
제2지대에서 행사를
patriot the
함께한
late Lee
광복군
Jae-hyun
동지,
and
또
composed
이재현
by
지사께서
patriot the
작사하고
late Han
또
Hyung-seok,
지사께서
who shared
작곡한
their
곡으로
fate
조국
with the fallen
광복과
heroes
새로운
as a
대한민국을
member of
기원하는
the
곡인
second company
여명의
of the
노래를
Korean
국악인
Liberation Army.
고영렬님의 노래로
And here is a song
들어보시겠습니다.
titled The Song of Dawn.
처량한 땅 기나긴 밤 도착
감사합니다. 선열의 조국 독립을 향한 뜨거운
We can
열망을
feel the
느낄 수
strong desire of
있었습니다.
the martyrs toward
다시
national
대한민국 영웅을
independence.
모십니다.
Again, in Republic of Korea honoring the heroes. We once again thank the sacrifice and dedication of our martyrs and once again pledge to make a Republic of Korea where our descendants can take a great leap forward. This brings us to the very end of the honorable transfer of the Korean Liberation Army. Now here is the official transfer. Please rise from your seats.
먼저 대통령과 유족,
First of all, the president, members of the bereaved families, and distinguished guests will join the transfer march.
참석자분들께서는 영영
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to ask you to stay at your seats as we depart the souls of the war heroes.
대통령님을 포함한 유족께서 현충관을
Please stay at your seats until the president, members of the bereaved families, and distinguished guests leave the Hyunchungwan and then be guided by our staff to join the transfer march.
광복군 선열께 대하여 받들어! 총!
Paying tribute to the military liberation army.
총!
In the conclusion to a very moving ceremony this morning ahead of Korea's National Liberation Day, the transfer of 17 martyrs who gave their lives in Korea's fight for independence transferred officially to the National Cemetery. That'll conclude our coverage. Arirang News is coming up at 12 o'clock noon. Bye for now.